falls. Seiko needs all the help he can get. And Dook grabs a kendo stick. You know what? It's storming. That's what it is. I get what you're saying. Kourt to the top of the splash. Into a pin. What a connection. Able to get out of the grapple with Josh. Ooh, Smokey with the suplex. Farside onto that ladder. Energy. And then he has come back for a W. In fact, those have been a couple of his biggest wins.
Who survives the day ends their stay. Ruination, end of the line. Own your station is now their time. Rise up, don't lie down. Now's your chance to shine. Don't hold back, now's your time. Don't let up, don't back down. If you fall, you feel forgotten. Another story ending rotten. Rise up, don't lie down. Now's your chance to shine. Don't hold back, now's your time. Don't let up, don't back down. If you fall, you feel forgotten. Another story ending rotten.
All right, guys. And we are right into our first match. I heard such a bop. I appreciate that. I also heard radio from the crowd. He's getting ready for his match. He's expecting to throw out a lot of radio runners. I am hoping to see it. But there is no way we start off Ruination without some real devastation. And this man right here is going to be the first one to put it out. Smokey, the moving mountain, the immovable force, the unstoppable object. I think I swapped those up, but you know what I'm saying. This man is a monster when he gets in the ring. And to be honest with you, some of his best matches that we have seen have been multi-man matches. Smokey might be in for a strong showing here tonight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Did the predictions go through? They did not. What the heck? Uh-oh. Here, I got you. Sorry about that, boys. The gambit's about to be up if you'd like. Bam! The gambit is up. We got Farside walking out now, one half of the Rat Pack. Almost as far away as you can get from his hometown of Jacksonville, Florida. But I don't think the cold or the difference in temperature is really going to affect him here tonight. We just saw Farside in an absolute strong 2v2 match just the other night. I think he has been thinking about his performance here at Ruination for weeks now. You can see it in his performance week to week leading up to this. He's ready to go, and I think if anybody's going to be able to really bring a lot of damage to Smokey, it is going to be Farside. Now, Smokey and his multi-man matches leading up to this have been more of a, I think it's best if the two guys team up on him. Honestly, I think Farside does not necessarily need Josh's help against Smokey. And to be honest with you, if Josh can utilize his speed and endurance, I think he can stay away from the Farside Smokey clash for long enough to maybe attack the guy who's weak out of this. This is an elimination. It is not the first person to get a pin walks away the winner. It is the last man standing. So Josh's speed, Josh's endurance, that might really be key to him walking away with the win. The thing is that what Josh is planning? Josh, the urban gladiator, the modern gladiator, he is not somebody that we see back down. I can't think of one time I've seen Josh take the low road, whichever is the easier road. I guess the high road is the harder road, yeah. I've never seen Josh take the low road. This man stands up to any challenge given to him. I think he's going to have to change his ways if he's going to come out here on top tonight. And the bell has rung. We are right into it. Smokey, ooh. One singular right hook from Farside just dropped both men in this competition. Smokey and Josh fall to a strong right hook. And oh no, that does not bode well for Josh. The urban gladiator goes to grapple with Farside, and Farside throws him away like he is nothing. Guys, I'm doubling down. I am tripling down on my prediction that if Josh is going to win, or my game plan for him, that if Josh is going to win, he needs to back off. Uh-oh, that's what I'm talking about right there, Josh! Twice now! The size difference between him and these two men is very apparent. Now in these triple threat no elimination matches, we get a 1, almost a 2. I just kept talking. I didn't even call out the pin because I didn't think we'd get a 1, but Josh taking a lot of damage from Smokey here early on. Enough here in Philly to get a 1. Oh, and 5 big fat knuckles hit the forehead of Josh. 5 strong times, I guess. I don't know. Smokey attacking Farside's leg and able to get out of the grapple with Josh. Ooh, Smokey with the suplex. Farside onto that ladder. Josh needs to, I think, start to utilize some of these weapons, but again, I've said it. I just said it a couple moments ago, and I'm going to say it again. I don't think we're going to see Josh really take the easy way out here. I think Josh is the type to throw himself against this big meaty wall and prove that he can do it. Smokey, 2, 3, 4. We do get 4. That's 6. We only get 6. That was 6, right? God, I hope I didn't look like a fool counting there. Smokey, off the turnbuckle, ends up running face first into Josh, and Farside takes advantage of it. I about dropped that man's legal. Whew, that'd have been bad. Farside able to roll out of it. Josh getting thrown into the ropes, and a hip toss over, but Smokey with a strong clothesline puts Farside down. Josh, I'm telling you, brother, our commentator's desk is way off to the side. We are not in our typical spot here. We are more so in the audience on a pedestal here. He cannot hear me. I wish he could so I could at least just shout it to him. Josh, let them fight it out. You need to be the humans in a Godzilla movie, okay? Josh gets a 1 count on Farside. All right. Ooh, Smokey gets attacked by Farside. I thought he was about to bring the pain, the absolute damage to Josh, but no. Josh starting to attack Godzilla. Wait, Josh, watch out! Farside got a bright idea. That light bulb right to Josh's side. Josh with a single leg takedown onto the glass. Smokey was able to back Farside up just long enough, and Josh, a DDT Smokey's forehead onto the glass. Are we going to see some blood from Smokey on that one? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not seeing any of these men bleeding, but that glass has got to be hurt. Josh able to reverse out of the pretzel immediately, and no, it doesn't. It looked like Smokey's skin thick enough to avoid that thin glass, or to resist that thin glass, and Smokey's fine. At this point, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe this is a pretty heavy source of income for the BeatDown universe. I don't know why people keep attacking the neck. They know it is against the rules here in the BDU, but they just continue doing it. Josh goes for an attack on Farside, but Farside pushing him down. We get a 1, 2. Oh, Josh not looking good here. We are still early on in this match, and he gets an early 2 count. Now, I will give it to him. An early 2 count is an early 2 count. It's not, you know, he's good to go until that ref counts to 3, but Smokey smashing his face onto that ladder has got to deal a lot of damage. It cannot help that early 2 count resisting from going to a late 2 count. Absolutely not. Smokey utilizing that ladder well, and a big T-bone and a cutter onto Smokey. Both of these men are down. Farside looking to take advantage of it. A big right hook onto Josh. Kind of forces him to get up a little bit quicker, and Farside using Josh as a weapon against Smokey. Puts him down with the clothesline, but Smokey not as affected by Josh as Farside would have liked. Smokey starting to pick on Josh maybe a little bit here, but Josh showing he is no slouch. And forehead to forehead. Josh has no problem meeting the beast. Oh no. Oh no. Josh, his back is on the ground. I'm not going to lie, guys. If that was me, my chest would be caved in. Josh still somehow moving around. The palpitations must have gone away after that beating his chest just took from Smokey. And Smokey in the corner, a big clothesline, able to put him down. Now Farside is back up. He is conscious, and he is looking at Smokey. Josh is grabbing a weapon. You know, I feel like I've been focusing a lot on Josh on this match, but he's kind of my underdog, and I would like to see him put on a great performance here tonight. And Farside saying, "Don't get involved here. It is me versus Smokey." And I think he was doing exactly what he should have done, but he dropped the chair. He dropped the game plan I was thinking, and he decided to essentially save Smokey from his own fate against Farside. And he does it again. He gets paid with a battering boot. Could this be it for Josh? He had an early 2 count. No! No, a late 2 count! And Farside takes advantage of Smokey as Josh kicks out. Josh puts Farside down trying to get into this fight. Smokey pays him back with a devastating boot. I was talking about earlier, my chest would have caved in. I think I'd be unconscious after a boot like that. But Josh still finding it in him, still fighting it out, and I think he's about to see Farside. Wait, no. Josh saw Farside before picking up that chair. He was able to see into what he was trying to do, get that chair out of his hands. And now Smokey's looking at Farside, looking to throw him out of the ring, but no! Farside just barely stays in. Smokey is starting to look a little gassed here, and we're seeing Josh. That endurance is starting to shine. Farside, I think I said Smokey's endurance. That's what I meant to say. I think I said Farside. We're seeing Smokey's endurance start to fade a little bit here. He is a large guy. He has a lot of strength, but Josh, that endurance that I was glazing him for earlier, that speed, it is shining right now. You can see the difference. He's starting to get somewhat of an upper hand on these two. I wouldn't even really call it an upper hand, but he's starting to be able to deal damage. He's feeling the Philly crowd maybe adopting him here tonight. And Josh might be looking to end Smokey. Is that going to be it? Smokey is taking a good amount of damage, but not enough to get a 2 count from Josh. And Josh looking to take the frustration out on Farside, but Farside dodges it. He sees it coming. Smokey's still on the ground. A hip toss puts Josh down. How does Farside decide to react? Oh, Farside is doing what I said I thought Josh maybe needed to do. Farside does not have his signature bat. Wait, Smokey's got a bright idea as well. He might be looking to make it lights out for somebody. And Josh, the glass cracked on his head. But Smokey, he's getting a Farside fold on that glass. He just broke. His back must be shredded. Josh still face down. Could this be it for Smokey? The Viking kicks out. And the Philadelphia crowd goes wild for him. It looks like they're also rooting quite heavily for Smokey. Farside might not be the crowd's favorite here tonight. I've heard a couple of boos his direction. Meanwhile, they have been heavily cheering on Josh and Smokey. Josh face to face with that rope, throat to rope action. And Farside starts bouncing Smokey. This is the sort of help with the outside environment these wrestlers need to use to get the advantage on a man like Smokey. The only guy, I'm going to be honest with you, one of the only guys I can think of off the top of my head that can just straight deal with this man is Papa Creed. Otherwise, you need to get the ring involved. You need to get the weapons involved. And to be honest with you, these two need to get involved more so with Smokey, because that's what's going to happen. They're so focused on each other, they don't realize the big man is lumbering up and getting ready to put somebody down. Wow. Wow. Farside, it doesn't hold long, but able to put the Mountain himself into a pretzel. And the Mountain going for a boot, but meanwhile, Josh trying to get his attention and grab his attention. He does face the turnbuckle. Grabbing that attention might not have been the best option for him. Farside looking for the second fold on Smokey tonight, and it lands on the chair. The first one on glass. The second one, the glass gets driven in by the chair. Do we get a 3 count? We don't. Smokey kicks out. This man is on a mission here tonight. Multi-man or not, he wants to walk away with a dub at Ruination. Smokey with a big, Josh with a big right hook on the Farside into that glass. And guys, Farside looks to be gushing right now. That glass did not feel, and the battering ram on Josh broke him open. He's still alive. The Urban Gladiator just powered up by his own blood. We got 2 of these men wearing a crimson mask. Farside, that glass really cut him open. Josh kind of looks like, you know, a little porthole to his brain was tried to bash open by Smokey's boot, but Farside cut heavily. His face is really starting to drip. The only man not bleeding right now is Smokey, and honestly, that bodes really badly for the other 2 in the ring. Smokey with a big DDT, but getting up like it is nothing. Meanwhile, Josh and Farside locking up. And Farside lets Josh go so he can get hit by a Blood Eagle. The Blood Eagle lands, but Farside taking advantage of Smokey. Josh might be out for... Never mind, Farside's going to pick him up. I'm going to be honest, if Farside went for that pin, I think that ref could have counted to 30. That would have been it, and Farside trying to do terrible things to the ref with Josh. The ref stuck in the corner, not able to do anything. He's essentially locked. Meanwhile, Smokey is having his way with Farside. Farside has assured this pin can't happen. I lied to you directly. He thought he assured that pin can't happen. Wait, Farside, a Blood Eagle might land. And it does. Josh down from the earlier Blood Eagle was pinned. 2, and it kicks out. 2 Blood Eagles have flown. 1 victim has fallen. Farside able to survive the first one, but he is left alone, bloody and broken, cut open. With a man like Smokey, this is not where you want to be when you need to recover. And Smokey, no, not another round of glass. Farside takes it from Smokey right to the midsection. The monster, it's not enough to keep him down, but Farside saves himself a devastating attack. From a devastating attack, Farside with a good reversal. Smokey on the ground. And Farside, ooh, that elbow nearly snapped. If that was anybody smaller, that elbow is gone. He does it! A spinning backbreaker! And Farside showing off to the crowd. Is this going to be enough to get a 3 count? 1, 2, 3! Wow! Alright, well, you know, he's been hit with 2 Farside folds already. A spinning backbreaker from Farside, one of his signature moves. That has got to be devastating. Farside able to come out on top. Glass still stuck in his head. Walking around, we saw chairs, we saw glass, we saw a ladder, we saw a trash can, we saw a man go against all of the odds. Oh! Farside didn't even need his signature bat. Able to level off the difference between him and Smokey with a couple of weapon usage. good overall match, though, I gotta say. Definitely all three of these men put in their performances here tonight. I don't think there was any one of them who didn't show up.
The following contest is a no-holds-barred match and is for the Full Fighting Championship.
I let him get it out. I thought he was about to go on a longer spiel, but I guess not. This is a no disqualification match for this Proving Grounds Championship here tonight. And the first man walking out, he is the hometowner. For those of you gambling at home, representing the black and yellow here in Philadelphia, Danger Dook is once again on the hunt for gold. He is the enforcer for Krieger's Killers, and that is exactly who he is being followed by. Krieger, Pat, and Ann at his back in this no disqualification match. The last month or so, they have been invading Rise, shooting themselves up the ELO charts, shooting themselves up the roster, and earning their spots not only here tonight, but also the TigersOfGanesh over in the main event. If Dook can win this tonight, he brings the Proving Grounds title over to Rise. And that is one title yanked directly from the BeatDown roster. But defending it here tonight, the leader of Cloud Vision, with also, he wasn't in our opening cinematic for some reason, but he also has a near 300-day reign. Seiko, defending this belt, defending it over and over and over again. I believe this is his 5th defense. This man is looking to stay on top. The leader of Cloud Vision, formerly Evo 9, he's being escorted by his enforcer, Dak. So many stories still left untold. You can fall to the phenoms or join the still, yeah, I'm hearing still love the palm trees in Pennsylvania. We imported them. BeatDown spares no expense here in Philadelphia. You know how it goes. Ruination is a massive event for us. This could very well, I don't want to say it in case it jinxes it, guys, but after tonight, if things go wrong for the BeatDown crew, BeatDown roster could have no gold, no championship over on the BeatDown side. Thursday night could be goldless. All of the championships on Tuesday night, that would be insane. Within 2 months of Rise being created.
262 pounds,
Danger Dook. Brother Blood coming through. Dak got demoted from fighter. Dak is the enforcer. He is going to be helping out the leader of Cloud9 tonight. But he will not be in the match here tonight. No. He is going to be doing his best actually, to even the odds here against Krieger's Killers. Dook is going to have 3 different men in his corner looking to put the damage on Seiko, and it is no DQ. Dak is going to have a huge job holding them back. It looks like Dook agrees this is the right title. He is good to go. And we are getting it started. You can see it here. Ant, Krieger, and Dook already looking in fear as Dook gets a huge kick to Seiko is doing his best to give these people in Philly a show. And even though it is against their hometowner, I heard the cheers off of that flip. What is going on with Seiko right now? Now, we have seen Seiko during his championship defenses come out in the black and yellow, but I believe the commissioner has directly said, due to Dook also being black and yellow, Seiko is required to wear his traditional black and teals. Wait, Dook trying to meet back with Seiko. Not quite a 777-20 quadruple corkscrew flip, but a middle rope assisted DDT, about as acrobatic as Dook gets. Pat starting to put the damage on Seiko while Dook gets a bat. Seiko, you gotta watch out. Dak telling him to get up. And I think Seiko was told that the bat was there, but not able to get up and defend himself from it. Dook with a big boot. Oh no! Guys, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm just going to tell you early on in this promotion here tonight, just directly, my check is paid by the Crete and the Commissioner, okay? I'm a BeatDown roster fan. I like Dook. Dook was a huge star when he was on the BeatDown roster, but watching him beat up Seiko right now is turning my guts. I'm starting to get the vision that maybe BeatDown doesn't have gold this coming Thursday. That would be disgusting. Dude, goes for a pin, but Seiko showing some life, giving me a little bit of hope. An early 1 count after that long offensive spree. That bodes well for our champion. Dook needs to put a lot more damage in than that. Meanwhile, Dak cheering on his man. And it looks like Krieger was saying something to Dook. Wow. That exposed cornbuckles didn't crack Seiko open. I take it back. I was going to talk about how damaging it could have been, must have been, but it didn't even get a 2 count. No! Dook with a massive headbutt into that teardrop suplex. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get a 2 count off of Seiko. It does! Where's Dak? Dak needs to get in here and do something. Something. Pat and Ant have already gotten themselves involved. Krieger has been game planning Dook this whole time. Where's Dak right now? Look! Seiko! Seiko, our Proving Ground champion, is getting jumped out here! Cloud Vision! At a numerical disadvantage! Where's Styles? I know why the female aren't out here, but where is Styles? Seiko needs all the help he can get! And Dook grabs a kendo stick. Meanwhile, Ant and Pat, and Krieger, I guess technically, keeping Dak from being able to help out here. Seiko, get back in the ring. The All-American against the odds right now. He can't hear me. Our commentator desks, they're not where they typically are. We're off in the crowd on a platform. Seiko, we need you to get back in the ring. These men are surrounding him, but he's doing a wonderful job. He's not even defending himself anymore. He is on the offensive. How is he able to do this? Seiko grabbing a kendo stick, and it looks like Pat and Ant a little scared to get involved. Yeah! Yeah, the All-American! Putting the damage onto Dook. Danger, Dook might be in some danger. Pat and Ant looking on in horror. The Philly crowd is actually chanting for Seiko. I'm going to be honest, even though Dook's the hometowner, they're cheering for this man. I don't think they liked seeing Seiko get jumped. And Seiko, finger to the sky. He is mean mugging and talking that talk to Pat right now. Pat trying to distract him while Dook catches his breath. Seiko telling him to get back over to Rise where he belongs. And continues the damage on the Dook. Dook runs into Ant. Seiko is putting on a clinic right now. What is happening? Dook was in such an advantageous position, and Seiko had just been running it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't mean to cause any crap, but I'm far away from them. They can't hear me. It's just us and you guys. Guys, Pat and Ant just let their man down. Pat trying to show up here, but this is the first time he has put hands on Seiko in a bit. Seiko getting thrown back in the ring while Dak exposing that cornbuckle. Dook took his opportunity to get back up. For a minute there, they were crowding him. They were stomping him. But Seiko, like a cornered dog. Ooh! A cutter into the knees? I don't even know what that is. This is Dak's chest. I know that. And only a 2 count after that barrage. Seiko might be looking to use that cornbuckle to his advantage. It is exposed. And Seiko, who is he? I don't know who he's yelling at. It is either... It's probably Krieger saying something to him, but somebody has gotten... No! Somebody got his attention. Dook went for a low blow, and Seiko reversed it into the exposed cornbuckle. The Philly crowd is going wild for the All-American, and he goes for the stomp. It lands. The killers might be killed here. Danger Dook is in trouble, and wrap him up. BeatDown will have at least one championship left by the end of this. Wow! Play the music, play the freaking music. What a man! Guys, I am so impressed with that. I'm hearing Dak move, bro. Dak, so impressed with his leader's abilities. He didn't hear the multitude of people telling him to get the frick out of the way of the camera. What are you doing? Seiko, able to retain the belt. I'm hearing Seiko doesn't fall. Not today in Ruination. Somehow able to overcome the numerical disadvantage. The champions will really shine. And guys, I want to go ahead and again, Dook and the Killers are officially out of the arena right now. They are up the stage. They cannot hear me. I think Ant and Pat, real talk, through this for Dook. Pat definitely put in a little bit of effort. Krieger was there the whole time, game planning. I could hear him from here. But Ant did not show up for this. I think he was thinking this was more of a modeling opportunity for him. And Seiko. I'm hearing some vulgarities. It looks like Father in the crowd. You need to be getting ready for your match, sir. And you know what? If it helps BeatDown keep going, yes. And just like I mentioned, the first man walking out here is going to be the challenger, big man HBK, and he is going to be partnered with his man Shadow, managered by his man Shadow. Now, usually we have Shadow and him walk out together, but I have specifically been told, instructions have been given to Shadow to come out afterwards. Let HBK shine here tonight. The German excellent. I'm hearing, do I know whose father's dad is? Yeah, isn't he the guy who started like Amazon or something? I don't know, crazy stuff. Father Bezos. HBK, the German excellency, has been absolutely killing his performances as of late, so I've been told by the commissioner. He is not necessarily walking away with a win every time, but he is going out there, he is performing, and he is coming back ready to put it all on the line the next week. So here tonight, he gets his opportunity. He gets his opportunity to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. He was part of the initial Fatal 4-Way at Blood Brawl when the championship was debuted. This will be his second opportunity and his first solo match to get that championship. He went pretty strong, or he had a strong performance in that Fatal 4-Way. He definitely showed that he has the ability to put on that performance, and maybe if there isn't, you know, a wild curse from the Netherlands running around, maybe he comes out on top against Luaddz. Speaking of which, our Intercontinental Champion walking out here to accept the challenge given to him. This man hailing from Ireland, the current Intercontinental Champion. He is going to be looking to put the Celtic crown right onto HBK and get a 3 count. And I think he's going to be looking to do it very quickly. Because not only does he have to fight HBK here tonight, he's got to avoid a lot of damage. Because later in the Ruination War Games match, that is where men and mice are decided. Men and mice. He does not want to be damaged for that, because either way, he might walk away without gold. And it might not even involve him later on in the main event. He has got to be ready for it. Luaddz showing off the muscles, showing off the strength. Sorry, I was just checking to see if somebody was knocking on the door or something. Kind of sounded like it. And that is the belt we are here for, the Intercontinental Championship. As you can see, every single flag on that belt is represented on our roster in one way or another.
165 pounds.
The challenger from Germany.
And his opponent from
Who is that? Y'all hear that Discord sound?
Weighing in at 228 pounds.
What the heck?
Intercontinental Champion.
Luaddz! This man right here, the Irish lad, has been on a roll. He has held multiple golds at this point. The only gold he has not touched is the BeatDown Universal Championship, and he has challenged for it. This guy at this point, Gamba, it's up. I can redo it if you would like. I will get the Gamba up. Alright, we are into the match. Give me 1 second. I gotta contact the Gamba office. Alright, y'all, the Gamba is up. I'll give you a quick 2 minutes. It has been reset. Sorry, they had me on hold. You know how it goes. HBK has been on a relentless offense to start this off. I was chopping tomatoes to throw. I don't like to hear that. HBK, a big senton on the Luaddz. Luaddz taking a lot of damage here early on to start this match. HBK is trying to take the most advantage of this opportunity that he can, and you can definitely tell from the top rope, a drop kick. What was that? The athleticism from the excellency here tonight. HBK is doing. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm hearing somebody, why do you need to throw tomatoes? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. HBK doing his best to end up in the main event here tonight. And the damage being done to Luaddz is thankfully being covered by that barricade. He is not cracked open. But I think we definitely would have seen his head be dented in right there. HBK somehow ended up losing the offense here, losing the steam. Luaddz limping away. I know that bat had to have hurt. It looked like it cracked him right on his skull from where I'm standing. Shadow has a lot of opportunity to help out here. So far, he has exposed that cornbuckle, but Luaddz not giving HBK the opportunity to use it. Going for a third, and it lands! We saw that move put down Smokey earlier, or a version of that move. Luaddz serves up 3 of them in a row. A big right hook puts him down. Shadow threw in a shovel, but it looked like Luaddz is taking advantage of it more than HBK might have. Shadow, unfortunately, might have done pretty dirty to his man. And Shadow telling the Philly crowd to chant him on, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Philly crowd is on Luadd's side right now. I'm hearing a lot of chanting. HBK, a big elbow drops onto him. Luaddz keeping the elbows coming. He is in the mood for threes tonight. And Luaddz with a big left hook, a couple of them, and a kick. That was unnecessary. The shovel getting picked back up. Guys, I told you I think Luaddz is trying to finish this early. And I think we're here. Gets a 2 count. You're going to need to do a little bit more than that, but since the offense from Luaddz has started, it has been absolutely vicious. He's been taking advantage of the weapon that Shadow threw in for his tag team partner. I think he is trying to show us that not only will he be at the main event, not only is he walking away with the title, but regardless of how you feel about him, he is the man who deserves to have it. Now he's got to watch out. HBK has done this exact thing more than once, and it starts possibly right now, where he's played a little bit of possum, he's conserved his energy, and then he has come back for a W. In fact, those have been a couple of his biggest wins. I think that might be his plan here tonight. Luaddz has got to watch out. HBK has a lot more energy than I would have given him. And Luaddz is back directly into that exposed cornbuckle. HBK right over the top. Wow. This guy, his knees are very young, you can tell. HBK picks up a bat, but decides he doesn't need it. Now he's chasing after Luaddz, who grabs a shovel. The same shovel Shadow threw in there. And Luaddz has been using it over and over again against HBK. The Unity almost got caught there. HBK almost dropped to the 3, but wait! Luaddz cracked open! HBK! No, he didn't. Does he go for 3? He doesn't. Only Luaddz is in the mood for 3s. HBK with the double roll through face breaker. And he gets a 2 count? Okay. They were very clearly effective against the champion. He may have been gassing himself out. HBK, I did mention earlier, he has played possum before. I didn't think that this was necessarily the case earlier as Luaddz started to come back, but maybe HBK has gotten so good at playing possum, so good at conserving his energy. At this point, I don't even recognize him. HBK finally starting to use that shovel. Shadow threw in for him, but he's missed it a few hits. Luaddz is taking a beating all of a sudden. He is bloody, but he is up. HBK's down, he's up. HBK's up, he's down. And Luaddz goes crazy for the crowd. The crowd is chanting him on, but Luaddz has got to watch out. HBK was just on a tear. Never mind. Luaddz is trying to put him away here. HBK! HBK and the ref says nothing. It's a no DQ. This is allowed. HBK seals his appearance later tonight. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He heard the Philadelphia crowd chanting Luaddz' name, and he said he doesn't care. He is walking away with this title one way or another. Wow! What a way to come out on top! What a man! I'm speechless. Literally speechless. I was expecting to see a schnitzel bomb. We didn't even see a schnitzel bomb. We didn't see a Celtic crown. Luaddz got busted open. I think HBK played a little bit of that possum game I was talking about, conserving his energy. He's a strong wrestler. This is not his first rodeo. The double roll through face breaker might not be one of the signature moves we've seen from HBK before, but good golly gosh, does he need to make sure he does this more often. It cracked open Luaddz, the reigning Intercontinental Champion, and it was ultimately enough. That's what he needed to come out with the W. HBK, the double roll through face breaker, comes out on top here in Philadelphia. Had nothing to do with a cheap shot. Strictly the double roll through face breakers.
The following contest is a no-holds-barred match and is for the Women's Universal Championship.
And walking out first, I always get baited. I think that he does the explanation beforehand. But walking out first is Tia time. Way before Tiffy time was ever a thing, Tia was putting the twist on people left and right here in the ring. And she has earned her opportunity here tonight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to represent, well, they both represent Rise, but to represent Yin Yang. Her tag team partner, Miss Cretan, going to be cheering her on. Tia might be walking away as the third women's champion that we've seen. So far, we have only seen Miss Cretan and Kourtnee actually hold the title for any length of time. Tia might be looking to turn that around, though. Is it Tia's time to shine? Only she knows. The problem is, though, She doesn't have all the time in the world here tonight. Her opponent is arguably one of the best women's champions that we've had, but definitely arguably one of the best women on the roster that we have for wrestling. The former Tampa Underground Hardcore Multi-Master Murder Matches Deathcore Killer Kourtnee. Now here in BeatDown, she has been champion for almost 301 days for a reason. I told you guys Tia does not have that long in the ring because she is going up against Countdown Court. When that rolling court kick comes flying right to your face, I promise you, you either got to duck out of the way or you're done. Court walking out very confident. Ever since she has swapped over to her more casual attire, her win rate has skyrocketed. She has been more acrobatic. She has shown more strength. And I think it just goes to show sometimes a superhero outfit is not what you need to be a star. Court, ready to go up against Tia. These two have faced off against each other multiple times. They know each other's playbook. I think one of them is going to have to pull something new out here tonight to make sure that they come out on top. Now that is what this is for.
Introducing the challenger from Palm Beach, Florida, the Tornado, Tia!
And Tia right at home. She is not in Florida, but there are palm trees and she is ready to go.
Tampa, Florida, the Women's Universal Champion, Kourtnee!
And Countdown Court, showing off the title she has earned and she is looking to keep. Can she survive the ruination of the BDU? And we are right into it. Sorry, boys, I was just updating something real quick. Court, starting off the offense. Is cameraman Cam on the right thing? Yes, he is. We are looking at the right thing in Court. Shouting on this Philly crowd. Tia able to go ahead and get a strong reversal. It looked like she was just trying to suplex her out of the ring. It is not going to be enough. The belly to back just isn't going to do it. Now, I am actually going to be really interested to see who the crowd supports here. Last year at Fight Night in Philly, Tia was immensely over with the crowd. They were definitely cheering her on in her match. But this year, she is going up against Court. Countdown Court. The women's women's champion for nearly a year. And it has been that long for a reason. Most fans love her. Will Philly show her the same love? Or will they show Tia the love they showed her last year? Tia pulls out a bat, but it is not enough. Tia into the corner. It's dark. Yeah, it's... Wait, it's dark? It's been getting lighter. Wait, Court with the arm hip toss. You know what? It's storming. That's what it is. I get what you're saying. Court to the top of the splash. Into a pin. What a connection. Only gets the one count. I'm not going to lie. That was a really strong combination. I told you guys, I think somebody needs to show something new here tonight to come out on top in this match. And Court already showing off some moves we have not seen here before. Court picking up the... Oh, I thought she was going for the bat, but no. Court picking up the table. Is she going to put it in the side? No, she's going to go ahead and eliminate it out of this equation as much as she can. A big kick to Tia puts Tia into a rough position, but Tia, no stranger to him, able to go ahead and find her way out. Court getting picked back up. Tia showing off the strength. Now, Tia is not as tall as Court, that is for sure. I think Court has a couple of inches on Tia, but Tia is definitely the stronger of the two. That is just how it goes down between these two. Kourtnee going to be the more acrobatic, the more athletic, the quicker superstar here. Tia, though, if she is able to get her hands on Court, it is going to go badly. And Tia just providing a beatdown on the Court, and Court treats it like it's nothing. Responds with a rolling Court kick. Gets a 2 count. An early 2 count off of a court kick is really impressive for Tia, I'm not gonna lie. But if we're talking about impressive, how did Kourt just 180 off of that beating with a bat into a rolling court kick to save herself there? Kourt off the ropes. Tia goes under and puts Kourt over into a suplex onto her neck. Kourt's got to watch out. If she doesn't get up quickly, Tia might be able to grab one of these weapons in the ring here and continue that beatdown. She was able to get out of the first one with a rolling court kick, but honestly, that's impressive. That cannot happen every time. And Tia serving up a big booty to that chest. Kourt, I don't know if this is going to get a 2 count. The champ has not taken a lot of damage, and it does an early 2 count. Kourt feeling the damage on the ribs. Tia might be looking for a... Kourt, you got to watch out. Kourt, you got to watch out. It's Tia time. She's looking for a twist, and Kourt... I don't know if she heard me, guys. You know, I don't like to interfere with these matches, but I believe Kourt might have heard what me and the crowd were saying. She reversed out of here. I just can't stop thinking about Punk and Priest Scout. Tia picking up Kourt here, taking her to the turnbuckle, neck to the rope. Tia with a big reversal, the champ getting back up. Tia has been doing a really good job, I gotta give it to her, of applying the pressure while she has it. But Countdown Kourt did not get to the top of this roster by just sitting around and doing nothing. Tia does not have very much time to apply this pressure. Now, Kourt is not infallible. She has taken L's, but we might see her get a W right here. Not even a 2. Like I was saying, Kourtnee is not infallible. She has taken L's. But so far, the game plan between these two and the performances between these two, I'm starting to think Kourtnee might be coming out on top here and retaining the title for Rise, which is a joke for those of you guys who don't understand or, watching the VOD and don't understand. They're both on Rise. Haha. Joke's on you. Whoever wins goes to Rise. Haha. Tia going for an ankle break, a knee break, and it lands on Kourt. Now, Tia, like I had mentioned, if she's able to get her hands on Kourt, she's going to deliver damage. She is stomping on that chest, but I think she had the right idea the first go around. Kourt is mobile. She's agile. If Tia can do some damage to that ACL, really try and pop that knee out, maybe not such a damaging injury, but she might be able, or if Tia might be able to come out on top. Wait, a 2 count. An almost 3 count. A late 2 goes crazy right here. Tia finding it in her Kourt, taking a lot of damage. I believe it was that knee pop. Kourt, 2 months away from a year-long reign. We have not seen a woman hit a year yet, and Tia is doing her best to stop that reign here in Philadelphia. Tia grabs a kendo stick, but does it land? No! A rolling Kourt kick on that bad knee. She lands. She goes for a pin, gets a 2 count, a late 2. Tia finds it in her to kick out, but Kourt once again saves herself from a brutal beatdown with a rolling Kourt kick. She has these in her back pocket. Tia has got to watch out. She has got to be looking for another one here soon. No, Kourt, put the bat away. Kourt, you don't need it. Tia knocks it out of her hands. Wait, Tia might be looking for that big ball once again, and it lands. Kourt, them ribs have got to hurt. I don't know if it's going to be enough to put her out. 2! A late 2! Tia, though, on the right track for a win here. Kourt already reversing out of one. Tia twist. Can Tia make the second one, the second attempt land? She doesn't even try. She goes to get a shovel instead, but Kourtnee says, get that shovel out of here into the cornbuckle. Kourtnee taking her time, catching her breath, but still hitting a large power slam onto Tia, calling Tia to get up. Tia, you got to see this coming. A flying Kourt kick might be in your future. Tia, it lands. Is this it for Tia? Is her attempt over? Does Kourtnee continue? She does. Countdown Kourt at the end of the clock comes out on top for at least another 30 days, unless something crazy happens. Kourt continues to be the women's champion. It is countdown court time. The top of the women's champion. It does not get any better than that. And she continues to be the champion. Defended it at the Blood Bowl. Defended it here at Ruination. But will she once again remain champion with her man? Or will Bloo fall in our final main event Ruination match? That's coming up next. Court with a massive win here tonight continues her reign and shows why she is one of the most dominant female champions the BDU has ever seen. Quite possibly the most dominant champion. And we've seen a lot of dominant champions here. We know dominant champions.
The following is a men's War Games match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. At regular intervals, alternating members from each team will be released to enter the match. The team with the advantage will be the first to have a member released into the match. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The match can be won by pinfall or submission. Now, let the War Games begin!
And we are right into it, guys. The gambit is up. I really didn't want to interrupt him explaining how this match goes on because it's a little bit intense. And representing the challengers, you can see in the background in the cages holding the backup entrance. The challengers have already come out, all but one. Representing the challengers here tonight, Father making his entrance. He is challenging for our biggest title in the BeatDown universe if you are a man. The men's BeatDown universal title, and he is representing Rise once again. 2 months in a row, he has challenged Bloo. Red versus Blue. These guys are old-time rivals. We have seen them clash time and time again. Will Father finally have the game plan in his back pocket that's going to come out on top with him? That's going to end up with him coming out on top with gold? Or will Blue once again reign supreme? The big thing here for Blue, the big thing he's got to worry about is it doesn't even have to involve Father. HBK could get pinned by Sponge, and that's it. Blue has lost his title. The Allies have lost their title. HBK gives it to Curse. That is the situation we are in right now. If the challengers are going to walk away without being in ruin here at Ruination, they are going to have to work together as tight-knit as you can be. And representing the BeatDown roster, arguably as good as it gets in the men's division, Big Man Bloo himself, the veteran. You don't get to hold that belt for any length of time without being one of the best that has ever stepped foot in the ring. And this man has defended it time and time again, not just recently, but he is a multi-time BeatDown Universal Championship holder. 3 times over. A former tag team title holder. Former Proving Grounds title holder. Former Mr. Royal Rumble. Current Mr. Main Event. Bloo, far from his home state of Florida, far from his hometown of Tampa. And he is going up against the challengers in their hometown, but I doubt that is going to play too big of a factor against him here tonight. Bloo feeling right at home. The crowd, they're definitely cheering, maybe not as loud as they typically do. And Bloo calling them out for it, telling them to get loud. And get loud they did. I believe the hometowners definitely got possibly something a little bit to worry about here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Hearing the crowd get that loud for Bloo is not that great if you are the TigersOfGanesh. Now, this is a big opportunity for the TigersOfGanesh in their hometown, but unfortunate for them, this is the first time in 4 weeks that neither Krieger nor none of the Killers are going to be able to be there to help them out. They're going to have to carry themselves through this match regardless of how they got here. Father getting thrown over the ropes into the second ring. I'm going to be honest with you, that second ring might be a strong reprieve for anybody needing a rest, but I think Bloo not going to let that slide. He's going to go ahead and chase him over there. Both of these rings are about to be a bloodbath. Ooh. Right to the cornbuckle, Father's forehead. Now this is generally how these matches have gone. Father usually tends to play, I hate to call it that way, but tends to play a bit of possum early on and then shows a lot of life later. And that's definitely what I think Father needs to do here tonight. Guys, for those of you who weren't listening to the rules, I know it was hard to hear our announcer. The mic keeps messing up because my stupid ass talks through it. But the match does not officially begin. No pin or submission can happen until the final participant has entered the ring. That means for a long time here, a lot of this pain, a lot of this beating, it's just free. Who's going to get advantage here tonight? We're going to see. And it looks like the champions walk away with advantage. So while the champions are being released and the challengers are being released, there's going to be a heavy period of time until the match officially starts that the champions remain with numbers, remain having that advantage. And Seattle grabs the table. I don't know if that's necessarily the weapon you want to get involved with here. Father, no stranger to tables, not afraid to break a couple himself. And Bloo going to go ahead and grab the weapon Seattle throws to him. Seattle is hurt. Recently just hurt by a vicious chair attack and throws in a chair of his own. Wait, I think Father might have been looking for a mounting dread, but it misses. And Bloo showing off the strength. Now this is not an elimination match. Whoever is able to get the first pin once the match starts earns the win for their team. Will these champions face complete ruination? Bloo was able to dethrone Juki, but there is a large mountain he has got to climb there that he has to peak. Shout out Peak. Bloo picking up Father. Seattle kind of just waiting for his moment. They're ganging up on him. They have the advantage. Bloo, I don't even think... Oh, they're swapping off. That's what it was. Bloo goes and grabs the chair. Wow! Wow! Father hitting the chair as he's sliding down. Seattle cracks open his forehead with that kendo stick. Sponge not even grabbing a weapon. He sees Father needs the help. He rushes in. Ref going to go ahead and close that door. The challengers and the champions are now in a they're now numerically equal. Challengers do not have that disadvantage anymore. And I think Sponge is going to pay. Bloo hitting the skidoo on Sponge so early on. Now for those of you who aren't as deep in the lore, you haven't been here from the beginning, Sponge was formerly the longest running BeatDown Universal Champion. Season 1, he held it for almost the entire year. Him and Bloo fighting back and forth. Bloo trying to get that championship. Him and Sponge are no strangers to each other. Bloo knows what it takes to come out against Sponge here at the end. Bloo, ooh, a big right hook puts him down. I'm not sure what Seattle was doing. It looked like he was trying to maybe hit Bloo. Wait, Bloo gets hit with a mountain dread. It looked like he was trying to help Bloo, but Bloo gets taken over by Father, and Father looking to land a spear, but Seattle stops him! Father, the Spear of Hatred is such a strong move. It's like a solar beam. It takes a turn to charge up, and Seattle able to go ahead and stun him during that turn. Solar beam not able to get out, and the next champion is going to be walking out. It is Radio! The Radio Ranas are looking to be landed. Bloo! From the middle of the cage, an elbow lands. Meanwhile, Seattle and Sponge are going at it. Is Radio going to add a couple of... Yes, he is. Radio knows the champions are about to have a numerical advantage, and he is pointing up the stop sign. He is looking to stop this fight here tonight as early as possible. And a kendo stick getting thrown in. Meanwhile, Father in the corner starting to get worked by Bloo. Seattle working Sponge. The champions are just controlling the ring. I take that back. Father with a strong reversal. Same with Sponge. Able to roll out of the way. The question is Radio going to be able to affect the tide enough while they're waiting on the next challenger to come back in, and it doesn't really look like it. Bloo taking an opportunity to catch his breath. Meanwhile, Radio getting worked with that kendo stick he threw back in. Seattle might be looking to help out his teammate. No, he isn't. He's looking to survive a spear of hatred. Oh, he doesn't have to worry about surviving. The pin's not even going. I forgot the match hasn't started yet. We've seen a Blue Skidoo. We've seen a Mountain Dread. We've seen a spear of hatred. What more can you ask for? And the match hasn't even started yet. What just happened? Oh, Seattle hit Father. Okay. I missed that for a moment. I was so excited. Who's going to be the next challenger we see coming out? And it is Sunshine. Seeing that his team actually doesn't necessarily need him, but he does not stop to get additional weapons. He does not need it. Father getting thrown into the same side as Sunshine while he reviews the arsenal, sees what he's going to use, picks up the table, and actually uses it. Went through almost all of them with Blue with a big kick. It looked like some of the champions have decided to come over here and face some of the challengers while Radio and Sponge go at it. Once again, a pair of individuals, a pair of veteran stars who are no strangers to each other. Sponge trying to get back into the main event scene, trying to hold gold. And before the match has even started, we're about to see a Sponge Salt. Does it land? It does! Radio right on his back. While Seattle covers up most of what's happening on the other side with that table. Can't really tell. Able to put Sunshine down. Meanwhile, Sponge climbing up the cage. Sponge, don't do it to him. Sponge, don't do it to him. Sponge, don't do it to him. Sponge, from the top cage. Radio rolls out. Sponge in his hometown trying to show off. The crowd chants for Sponge the whole way through. Not able to land, but they loved that he was there doing it. Sponge putting his life and body on the line. Meanwhile, HBK still bruised from earlier. Bandaged up, had a match to rest. He is at a disadvantage though. He is tired out. He's tuckered out. He's coming out here. He's gonna have to. Did that make it in? Okay, it did. It looked like HBK might be so tuckered out he missed the table, but alright. HBK watching Seattle hit a moonsault onto Sunshine, going to the top rope, and lands an elbow onto Sunshine's back. Meanwhile, HBK starting to work on Father. Radio on the ground, and Sponge looks towards HBK. HBK anything but fresh. Not only do we have to worry about for the champions, not only do we have to worry about HBK's gas essentially here, we have to worry about Seattle's injury. He's been nursing it. He has a spine injury. I haven't really been able to notice it, but it is there. How long can that endurance keep up? Father bringing the damage to HBK, Sunshine bringing the damage to Seattle, but Blue looking to stop that. Meanwhile, Radio getting a teardrop suplex from Sponge. The challengers in the right ring are running it. Meanwhile, the champions are doing dirty things to Sunshine. They're just taking turns, putting the damage on. Now, guys, I want to call back. The last year we saw this type of match, we saw Sunshine and Sponge use that same sort of combination onto Blue. And Blue in Seattle looking to return it right back to Sunshine a year later. You know, we might edit in the receipts on the VOD. We'll see on the YouTube side. Seattle. No, he's getting worked by Sunshine. No, he's back in it. And you guys heard the official. The Ruination War Games have started. From now on, anybody can be tapped. Anybody can be submitted. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Chop. Huzzah. Sunshine, don't do it. And it misses as well. Both of the Tigers putting it on the line for their hometown. But on both occasions, the champions see it coming. I gotta say though, I am mega impressed, not only with that, but also this kendo stick's ability to just stay upright. That was crazy. I think HBK just nearly impaled himself on that kendo stick sticking up. Can somebody kick that over? It's kind of freaking me out. Wait, a leveler on the Father. He's got to watch out. A Radio Rana might be landing. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. HBK gets in the way of it. Curse starting to attack Blue, but Seattle saving him. Meanwhile, Sunshine starting to take a little bit of breath, getting his breath back if he can, setting up the plan. But Curse, on the top of his head, puts a unique spin on things for Seattle. Meanwhile, Father taking his breath, getting the opportunity to get his breath, and Sponge, a big carry, arguably here for the challengers, showing up when he needs to, giving Father the ability to get his breath, and we're seeing some blood. It's hard to tell from my angle though who it is. That might be Radio. I'm not seeing it from Radio. I'm not seeing anybody anywhere. I'll be honest with you. It looks like already there's been some blood on the right side. I'm seeing it all over the mat. What is happening? What is going on here? Seattle getting put down and it lands. Curse with a big smack. Blue just going to town. HBK getting attacked. HBK is the champion. It is one of the champions. Curse going for knees. He earned it earlier against Luaddz, so he has earned his spot here tonight in this main event. But you could definitely tell that the endurance is just not there. Seattle also hurt. The endurance is starting to wane here. Father bearing down on Blue. It looks like Blue might be the one cracked open. Is Blue bleeding? Or is that Father? It's hard to tell. Father is definitely bleeding. And he's got maybe a little bit of his blood on Blue. No, Blue is definitely cracked open. Blue is bloody. Curse climbing to the top and decides against it. Father, even though he is bleeding, and you are seeing it on his chest, you are seeing it on the mat, he is still fighting for his opportunity to be the BeatDown Universal Champion. We have all the contestants in the left ring here, and Father going at Radio. Blue attacking Curse. Sunshine, a little wobbly. Sponge attacking HBK, looking for a pin, and he gets a 1 count. Meanwhile, the Sledgehammer Connoisseur has the sledgehammer in hand. I was wondering when he was going to get his hands on it. Curse starting to attack HBK now. Seattle with a Seattle splash on the Father. He's looking for a pin, but Sponge is there to break that up. Blue looking for a big power slam. Ooh, wait a minute. Did we just see Sunshine hit Radio with a Radio Rana? It was hard to tell. Cameraman Cam is kind of violent with his actions, but it looked like Sunshine might have just hit Radio with a Radio Rana. This is going nutty right now. Father looking for a Spear of Hatred. Does it actually get loaded up and landed though? No, there are people in the way. Father, he might not have the opportunity to load up a fully going Spear of Hatred. A Shitsu Bomb on the Sunshine! And a stop sign to the back of Seattle's head. The blood stains on the mat are deep right now. Father is gushing blood right now. Blood is coming out of Blue as well. I meant to say Blue is bleeding a little bit as well, but Father is covering the mat. We get a 2 count. Wait a minute. Blue on Father? Was that Blue to Father? Was that Blue to Father? Cameraman Cam looking at something entirely else. Ruination is avoided. Luaddz the only one. I'm sorry, I forgot to hit the music. Luaddz the only one to face Ruin here at Ruination. I can't believe this. Hold on. Hold on. There's one thing I want to do, or a couple of things I want to do before we end the show. Firstly, actually, I'm going to swap it up. Probably better to say this now. Guys, we are officially going to be swapping over to 2K25. I know. Hold your boos. Please don't jump over the barricades. I know I promised you we would not be going to 25. But 2K has fricked us. That's right, YouTube. I'm cleaning up my act. Turning a new leaf, YouTube. Help me out. 2K has fricked us. We no longer have the ability to add custom images and stuff to 2K24 that I can find. They've shut all that down. If you want to do custom images and custom stuff, you got to go to 2K25, which I take massive advantage of. It's why you didn't see the Ruination logo in the middle of the mat here today. I was looking for a way around it, but ultimately there was no way around it that I could find or frick. So, I'm going to look so creepy. Absolutely, crispy, absolutely. I don't know exactly when the full crossover is going to happen. For those of you who have been around for a while, you know the crossover takes me a little bit of time because there's roughly 50 to 60 of y'all. I've got to individually go and recreate all of y'all because 2K sucks. And then I gotta, you know, stuff changes, like certain tire pieces might not be there. I gotta creatively find something. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. So don't expect it, you know, even in the next necessarily 2 weeks. But if I just randomly, like, bam, we're 2K today, boys, what's up? You know, just so it's not out of nowhere. We're there. I gotta drop the 40 bucks on it. I know I said I would never do it. Don't think less of me. Next thing I gotta address, and the biggest thing here tonight. Thank you guys for showing up, honestly. Ruination is the end of our first 3 months. It is arguably our first big event, huge event of the year. And I really appreciate you guys being here. BDU is nothing without you guys watching and you guys being a part of it and you guys talking about it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Every match, every season, every show. You guys be safe. Also, Brother Blood 1996, I appreciate the follow, brother. You guys be safe. I'll see y'all later.